Yeah, so I've spoken with Mayor Brown about what happened. Obviously, I was following developments closely, and number one, as I understand it, there were no serious injuries, is my understanding. That's the latest report I have. I'm thankful for that. Number two, these are challenging situations, right? Folks have the right to protest, but when things turn violent or if folks are violating the law, there's going to be consequences. My understanding is multiple arrests were made. If someone's violating the law, that's appropriate, and that needs to happen. So I'm directly in regular conversation, like I said, with the mayor to make sure we're updated. As I understand it, things are calm there now, and so I appreciate her work, and she has difficult decisions to make, but appreciate that things are calm now and that nobody was seriously hurt. I absolutely have deep concerns that the decision that Donald Trump made in California could be replicated here. What I would add to that is there's an important hearing going on today. I think it begins at 1:30 in the Northern District of California, federal court in California, in which the state of California has filed a lawsuit against the federal government challenging the president's authority to federalize the National Guard without Governor Newsom's approval, which is an extremely important point here. We believe the law is clear. In fact, the law actually says the governor shall approve. That is the language in the relevant statutes. But I would not be surprised if a federal judge makes that decision today after that hearing takes place. So as you can imagine, we're following that very, very closely. And, it is obviously our hope that that decision is in favor of California and provides some clarity on what the administration can and can't do when it comes to federalizing the troops without the approval of the governor. So we're obviously monitoring all sorts of situations in real time, including that court decision. I've obviously had multiple conversations with, our National Guard, with local law enforcement, with elected officials here. I've canceled my weekend plans, so I'll be here in Seattle and to monitor developments over the weekend as well. So we are doing everything we can to prepare. What I'll also add is, to be clear, we haven't just started preparing for this potential action by the president in the last 48 hours. Months ago, we started preparing on the legal front, back during my time when I was still Attorney General during the transition, to review what the president's authority is and is not when it comes to federalizing the National Guard. So I've had multiple briefings on the legal issues over a period of many months. So this is not a new issue for me, but obviously now as we come into the weekend, and events are going on in Seattle and Spokane, obviously I've elevated the number of conversations I'm having with leadership across the state to make sure we're as prepared as possible for what's coming.